Welcome back, everybody. So look at this. I've got a spaz dog here today. She desperately wants me to take her for a walk, and really she wants me to take her go hunting. Scout, you want to go hunting, don't you? We're not going hunting, not right now. Oh. All this girl wants to do is hunt 24 hours a day now. So anyway, we're not going hunting right now. We're coming over to my neighbor Aj's place looking for something interesting that Scout found the other day. There is a small orange cat that lives over here, and we discovered it behind the washing machine in Aj's tool room. And it was hiding behind the washing machine, and I saw that Scout was starting to scare it from coming out behind there. I grabbed her by the collar. I didn't want her to go after the cat or try to hurt it in any way. So it's been a couple of days now. We're going to come back over and see if I can find it again, see if maybe I can get it on camera. Also, real quick while I'm walking over here, I wanted to address a few things that were mentioned from my last video about the coyotes and a couple of emails that I got. So first thing, somebody emailed me talking about the range that I was shooting at the coyote, and that... Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning. I wanted to talk real quick about a couple of comments and a couple of emails that I got about the coyotes and when I was shooting at them. So the first one, somebody emailed me and they were very concerned about the fact that I was apparently firing blindly into the air at coyotes at distance. First of all, that's a huge assumption on that person's part and is absolutely not true. The 4 basic rules of gun safety are: first rule, always treat all guns as if they are loaded at all times. Number 2, keep your finger out of the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Number 3, which is the most important and where it covers this, know your backstop. Know what's behind your target before you shoot at it. In other words, so you're not just hitting things you do not intend to hit. And number 4, never point the gun or never point the muzzle at anything you do not intend to shoot or destroy. I adhere to all those 4 rules of gun safety at all times. First of all, the direction that I was shooting, to give people an idea, I could see over 500 yards in that direction. And in that direction, the closest person is over 2 miles away. So I know my backstop. Number 3, I saw the bullet impact the road about 200 yards down, and I'm firing at a coyote that's probably 350 yards away. I never intended to hit it. That was just a huge assumption on somebody's part. I think it's kind of silly to have to answer to this, and I'm in no way being defensive. To give you an idea of my background, I worked at a gun range for almost 10 years. I was a certified range safety officer through the NRA for over 8 years. And I've also had a chance to test every one of my guns at distance under controlled circumstances in a gun range many, many a times. I fired my 9mm many times at a 300-yard steel target. I know the ballistics. I know where the bullets are going to hit. I know where they're not going to hit. I know that where I was shooting was well outside of the effective range. It just happened to be the gun that I had with me. Another comment that I got was, why would I have taken a handgun and not taken a rifle with me? Well, there's a couple of really good reasons. First of all, the rifle that I would have taken with me that would have been the most effective on coyotes has a scope. I had my dog out there with me. If I am looking dedicated through a scope, I might lose sight of where my dog is, and I don't want to take the chance of shooting at something that is at her level on the ground when I can't keep a good eye on her. Might not make sense to some people, but through competition, I've taught myself to shoot handguns with both my eyes wide open, and I am looking down the sights. So I'm able to keep a full field of view on my dog and where she's at all times. It's kind of silly that I'm having to say all this, but anyway, I hope that gives everybody out there a little bit more of a peace of mind, I am absolutely in no way going out and shooting blindly any of my firearms in just any old direction. Let's look for this cat. So we're going to go in through this fence right here. And I'm sure it's already heard us and ran off, but let's go look anyway. Okay, well, there's one place that it could be going underneath the shipping container to live. Let's go through this gate right here. Now, by making all this noise with these gates, I can almost guarantee you that it has ran off. Okay, I don't see anything. This is where we spotted it the other day, behind the washing machine. I don't hear anything in there. Let's go and scout, come on. Nope. Nope, I don't see it back there. Come on, scout. No, like I said, I'm sure it's already ran off. Let's go check out if there's a spot over here where it could be getting underneath. Yep. There's a big spot right there under the shipping container where it could be going underneath. This is I'm pretty sure this is where it ran off to the other day. Here's another big spot right there. Yep, I can see large footprints too. I'll have to come back here after the next time it rains and see if I see any footprints in the soil. Yeah, here's some, I see some little footprints right there. Come on, Scout. Come on. Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Look at that. Something's been going through, chewing its way and going through right here. Wonder what did that. I guess that could be, no, I don't think a cat could squeeze its way through there. It's got to be a squirrel or something. Look at that, it's chewed its way through. Same thing over here. Kind of chewed its way through. Look at that. Okay, well, I don't see any cat. Not so far. Come on, Scout, let's go. All right, let's close the gate back up. Yep, let's close the gate back up. Okay, heading out. Don't see any more evidence. Come on. Come on, Scout, let's go. Come on. Alright, I'll take one last look around. I don't see any more evidence. So the other morning out in front of our place, I did find a half-eaten pack rat. We're talking the only thing that was left was from the waist down. Could have been a cat, could have been this cat. It's hard to say. It didn't look starving by any means, so it's obviously getting food out here. One more quick thing that I've been wanting to say something about this for quite a long time. So a friend of mine, Eric, has a channel called Nomadic Fanatic, and this last summer Eric got a dog. He got a small puppy. I think he got it at around 8 or 10 weeks old. And this puppy was a healer cattle dog mix. Real cute little puppy. He named it Tig. And a lot of people online have been giving him a lot of crap because he rehomed the dog after 1 month. My opinion on Eric rehoming the dog is this. When you get a dog, or when you're thinking about getting a dog and you've never had a dog before, okay? There's no way to know if you are truly a dog person until you actually get the dog. There's absolutely no way to sit there and try to tell yourself whether you are or are not a dog person until you actually get a dog and have a dog for a little while. There's no way to know until you know. There was no way for Eric to know if he's a dog person or not until he actually got the dog. The fact that he realized it and manned up and did something about it in the first 4 weeks, I applaud him. It takes a real man to admit to yourself in the first 4 weeks, even at the peril of getting crap from all kinds of people online. He went ahead and did it, and he rehomed the dog instead of taking it to the pound. He rehomed the dog when the dog was still plenty young and very, very, very trainable, with not enough time to form a bunch of bad habits. That's probably the best case scenario you can come up with for somebody to figure out that they're not a dog person and to rehome the dog, is to do it in the first 30 days, especially when the dog is that young. Most people, by the time they figure out that they're not a dog person, they wait until the dog is 9 months or a year old. And by that time, the dog has formed all kinds of bad habits, bad behaviors, and it's gotten to the point where the person can't take it anymore and they give up on the dog, and then they take him to the pound. That's the reason why the pound is so full of dogs that are 9 months to a year old, is because of the amount of people who couldn't admit to themselves earlier on that they are not a dog person. They probably realized it at 3 months, but they didn't do anything about it until the situation got so far out of control that they couldn't take it anymore. And then you end up with a dog that is waiting for somebody to adopt it, that has tremendous behavior problems and has probably gone through a lot of trauma as a result. I know it might be hard for some people, but try to put yourself, if you feel very negatively towards Eric about this, try to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. I've seen so many people online say that he should have known. Getting a dog, if you've never had a dog before and you're not a dog person, there is no way to know until you know. That's just the way it works. So, like I said, I would invite all the people out there who feel so negatively about this to put yourself in the same shoes. What other scenario would be better than rehoming the dog at 4 weeks when the dog started out at like 8 or 10 weeks old? I mean, that's not very old. The dog is less than 3 months old. It's very trainable. And I watched how Eric was with the dog. He was here for 4 days in the summer, and I watched what he was doing, and he was doing a great job. It can be very overwhelming if you're not a dog person. And I don't blame anybody. I have seen a lot of people adopt dogs at 9 months to a year old from the pound. And like I said, they have got a huge amount of behavior problems. And it's taken most of my friends that adopt dogs in that situation a long time to train that out of the dog. That comes from people not being able to admit to themselves a lot sooner that they were not dog people. Having a dog is not the same as having cats. I mean, cats, I've had many cats, and they're probably one of the easiest animals on the planet to take care of. As long as you feed them and you keep water for them and you keep their litter box clean or let them out to go to the bathroom, that's it. That's the extent of what you have to do with a cat. Really, there's no training to be done. If that's the only kind of pet you've had, and then you get a dog, there's no way to know just how much work it's going to be until you actually do it. Compassion and understanding and empathy is a huge part about being a human being. And if you lack any one of those things, I would suggest taking some time to reflect and try to gain compassion and empathy, because otherwise you're going to have a hard time in life being a human being without those two things. So anyway, see ya. Everybody out there, have a blessed day, and we'll see you in the next video.